We got some breaking news from Sweden this morning. Prosecutors there say they will reopen an investigation into rape allegations against WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange.
Idag beslutat att återuppta förundersökningen.
Which brings us to today's decision. I have today taken the decision to reopen the preliminary investigation.
Men också den kommande bevisvärderingen.
There was the announcement earlier this morning. Assange, right now, is behind bars in the UK for 50 months for breaching bail conditions. And we were live as he was arrested, taken out of the Ecuadorian embassy in London last month after spending almost 7 years there claiming asylum. Thomas Daigle is in London watching these latest Assange developments. What is the thinking behind Sweden's decision to reopen this closed case, Thomas?
Prosecutors in Sweden say circumstances have changed and they now believe they stand a chance of getting Assange extradited from Britain to face this accusation. Remember, this case dates back nearly a decade. Assange was accused of rape in Sweden in 2010. Authorities dropped the whole investigation 7 years later, not for lack of evidence, but because Assange was holed up in that Ecuadorian embassy here in London. He wasn't budging, and there was no chance at that time that he could be extradited to Sweden. And now you'll recall he was expelled from that embassy. Police pulled him out a month ago. He's now spending his days at Belmarsh prison here in London, serving time for skipping bail. Now, the Swedish prosecutor said today she is applying for a European arrest warrant to get Assange sent to Sweden to face this investigation. He's not formally charged just yet, but the Swedes want to be able to interview him while he's locked up here so they can proceed with that investigation, Heather.
The U.S. is already seeking his extradition, Thomas, so now Sweden as well. Where do things go on the extradition front from here?
Well, first, before any extradition, Assange is going to keep serving his current 50-week sentence for skipping bail here. And then, whether he's sent to Sweden or the U.S., and those charges in the United States for allegedly trying to get into Pentagon computers. Maybe he won't be extradited at all. That's up to the British government, specifically the Home Secretary here. And regarding that Swedish rape case, Assange has always maintained the sex was consensual, and his supporters at WikiLeaks have put out a statement on social media today. The editor-in-chief of WikiLeaks saying that the Swedish investigation has been dropped before, and its reopening will just give Julian a chance to clear his name, in the words of the editor-in-chief there. I should say the statute of limitations for the rape investigation runs out next year, Heather, and there still is a chance that will expire before Assange can be extradited to Sweden at all. These things take a long time, as we know.
You do. Okay, Thomas, thanks very much. The latest there from our bureau in London.